Oh, what is happening? First of all, if you guys are watching the replay, if you all are watching the replay here, I just want to say thank you for being here. So glad you're here. If you can let me know how you're doing, where you from, like it really means a lot getting the comments from you guys and seeing where you guys are from all over the world. I know so many people from Poland last time I saw, from the UK and from the States. Just want to say welcome. And yeah, we have to talk about this today. We have to talk about this. I'm starting to feel sad having these conversations with people. And it happens on a daily basis, no matter what country I'm in. I keep hearing stories of people, from people who have these ideas and like these like dreams that they want to do, and things that they should have done, and things that they've wanted to do. Australia in the house, what's going on? A lot of things that people talking like this of like, I've wanted to start a YouTube channel. I've wanted to start a blog. I've wanted to write a book. And I'm just like, I'm always say now the question I ask them is like, well, what are you scared of? And the one of the things you have to always know when you ask someone a question, it's always the second question that matters. Okay. I can tell you this from coaching people. And by the way, all of you who are part of the Charmed Year, it's group coaching I had today was day one. I know a few people didn't make the live session, so that replay is already uploaded in your little members area. We talked about wealth day one, day two tomorrow, same time, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. But I keep having these discussions. What's going on, Rich? Rich's Method, what's going on? Amazing, amazing, amazing. Expats in the house. I love y'all. And expats are, expats are a beautiful example of what this topic is, of jumping. What's up, China Lee? Great to see you again. So many people are scared to jump. Like at the end of the day, when I listen to people, what's up, Ray from Atlanta, Georgia? What's going on? ATL in the house. So many people are scared to jump. They're scared to jump. And they're not jumping, and yet they tell people of what they thought and what they've always wanted to do. And I always ask people, what are you scared of? That's the first question. Remember, it's always the second question that reveals the truth. Just about every client I work, there's been few exceptions, just about 95% of the clients that I work with, the second answer always gives the truth. Well, what are you scared of? I'm scared of I might fail. What makes you think failing is a bad thing? And that second question hits the heart. When the first one is a genuine question, the second one is the one that hits the heart and soul. Because people say, I've wanted to do it, they have the ideas to do it, but then why aren't people doing it? Like so many people don't like where they are. They don't like the life that they have. They don't like the people they work with. They don't even like the city. Listen, you need to understand this. This is something I usually say when I'm talking to people who are interested in working with me. And this puts things in perspective. I'm going to tell you guys this totally for free. Do you know that there's people, when they finish work and they're driving home, they just drive around up and down their street. They drive around their area just because. And they don't even realize they do it. Meaning they finish work, it's a 10-minute drive, a 20-minute drive home, and it takes them 45 minutes to get home. There's people who just drive up and down the street because they have nothing else to do that they want to do, nothing that they're excited to do. There's people who drive and they just are going out to a store. They don't need anything from the store. They're going to the store just because they have nothing else better to look forward to do. And this is the pain that I want to save you all from, you all who show up here. Like, you don't have to be that person. There's no way to tippy toe. The lady I talked to yesterday, if you guys were here yesterday, I met a lady and we were talking and she's like, I just want to travel full time. She's like, the last 5 or 6 years, I've taken a few weeks here, a few months there. And I was like, what are you so scared of? And she's like, I'm not scared. And I was like, well, it sounds like you're that kid at the pool. And she's like, what? And I know this kid at the pool because this was me. The kid at the pool, the water's cold. They don't jump in. What do? What do you do when the water's cold in the pool? You stick a toe in there. You're just like, ugh, ooh, that's cold. And you put another toe in, and you kind of put your foot in, and then you kind of put your ankle, and then you just sit there on the side. Once you got your knees in with your feet swinging in the water, someone comes by splashing you, and you're like, no, don't come, no. And before you know it, 20 minutes, 30 minutes have gone by, and you're just sitting there. There's kids who ran and jumped in there, and when they jumped, how long did it take them to warm up when they jumped in that pool? 4 or 5 seconds? 4 seconds, maybe? And then they're having fun the whole time while you're sitting there on the side with your feet in the water, not happy, wanting to be in, but you don't have the courage to get in. This is what it's like. So the question is, when are you going to jump? Like, what's it going to take? Does it take someone to have to push you? Usually, of course, in real life, it's not a person that pushes you. It's usually an event. 2020 pushed a lot of people. And even some of you guys, you're in your mind thinking like, well, I was pushed, but you need to learn to build while you fly. There's not an easy way. I don't know what to say. I mean, maybe you guys have someone about to drop the link right here. By the way, guys, we got to get the likes up. We got to get the likes up. You all here? We got to get the likes up, everybody. You know that. Got to get those likes up. And I program myself every time I'm thirsty to tell people get the likes up so I can get a drink. There's no way to cheat it. When you're a kid and you need to jump in the water, you're a kid and you need to jump in that cold water. What can you do? How can you make jumping in cold water easier? How can you? Let's get those likes up a little bit, everybody. We got enough people here. We got to get those likes up. I'll take another sip. It's really hot here. It's like 91 degrees. Think about it. The kid at the pool needs to jump in the cold water. What can you do to make it easier? What can you do to make it easier? And then the question is, do you think it's easier dipping your toe in? I talked to someone the other day and they wanted to travel, and we had a meeting. Well, not meeting, we had a call. And, I was like, they're like, well, they want to travel full time, but they're like, I'm going to just travel for like a week and then come back and then do it again. You're not getting the taste of what it's like to actually do it. You're not getting the taste of what it's like to actually do it. It's not the real thing. It's not the real thing. Thank you, Love and Life. I appreciate it. You here, guys. We got to get the likes up, man. What's going on? What's happening, people? What's happening? Just give me more time to hydrate. I got a CrossFit session after this, so all good here. What do you tell? What do you tell the little kid at the pool? Because think about it. While you're trying to warm up to jump in, the water isn't going to change. What's going to happen is you're going to talk yourself out of it. You're going to lose time. But more importantly, you're showing yourself that you can't trust yourself. That's at the edge of that energetics. So there's always an energetic string. I love energetic. I want to call myself an energetic coach because I love showing my clients and people every day what's at the end of that energetic string. Energetic string means when you do something, there's going to be something at the end of that. So someone who keeps telling themselves, I'm going to jump in, and they don't. And that's what you keep telling yourself. I'm telling myself I'm going to do it, and then I let fear stop me. Tell myself I'm going to do it, I let fear stop me. What's at the end of that energetic string? So what are you waiting for to jump in there? You think the water's going to warm up? You think all of a sudden you're going to get better? And now you've wasted 20 minutes to jump in the water. And how was that time? How did the time go for you while you were sitting on the side of the pool freezing? Were you having a fun time? Is it a memorable time? And it's just like, well, I just hate the cold. Well, that's a story. You can just jump in there. So the question is learning to build while you fly. There's a little component there. Learning to build while you fly. What do you need to build while you fly? What is it? We talked about it a little bit yesterday. Courage. And then people are like, well, Luke, how do I get courage? Like, courage is something, it's courage is the result of something. One of the things people say, and it starts to irritate me, but now I don't care anymore. But people used to always tell me, Luke, you've been doing YouTube a long time. It's easy for you to get on camera, and you seem really confident on camera. And then I always ask them the same question: what's your definition of confidence? And everyone's like, well, you just do it easily. And it's like, no, I actually think my definition of confidence is you feel fear, meaning you all have something you want to do, but you're scared to do it, and you do it anyways. What if that became your definition? Like, because you staying in the same position, what is that costing you? We tend to not look at what it costs us. That's why we could stay in situations that are horrible. We could stay in relationships, friendships, jobs that are horrible because we don't realize what it's costing us. So meanwhile, while you're in a mode that you're not happy, you're driving around in your car for an extra 20 minutes every day just because you don't want to go home and because you have nothing else to do that's inciting and going to inspire you. What is that costing you? What is that costing your creativity? A lot of people ask me why I stopped staying in hostels, because it was costing me. Like, yeah, I save a lot of money. I could, save a ton of money staying in hostels. But why haven't I? Because it cost me my creativity. And I was really trying to level up my mindset on everything. In the Charm Year, we're talking about wealth this month. And a lot of the concepts that we talk about, and I talk about in there, and we talk about in this group coaching, is you need to be around people who are thinking like that. So you tell me, what's the cost of being around people who are always trying to cut the corner on paying for things? There's a cost to that. There's a cost to everything. So I was around people in the hostels. There's nothing wrong with that. I was the same. But I was like, I have big dreams. Like, I want people to paying 15, 20, 30, $50,000 for a 6-month session. But I can't really believe that someone would do that if I'm hanging around people who are trying to negotiate whether we should pay $1 or go to a place where we can spend $1.20 and still be hungry after it. The environment that you're around matters, and your energy that you have matters. Like, wealth is, I see one of the comments here, wealth is in the mind, not the pocket. Absolutely. And I think when you can understand wealth is not money, wealth is so many other things, and I feel like I'm going to pull up my notes real quick from today. You guys don't know, in the Charm Year, it's a 12-month group coaching. We run a program every single month. And this month is Wealth Month. And I'm going to give you one little snippet, what we talked about today. And I guess I should have titled this, but I think it will help you. Because everyone has their definition of wealth. It's weird because I just ran this program with people like an hour ago. There's 7 categories of wealth. You guys can write this down, okay? You guys can write this down. And if you're interested in joining this, send me a message and Instagram, Luke, and I'll get you guys more details. I don't want to talk about that right now. But there's 7 categories of wealth, for example, and they're in order. It's not like, this one's first, and then they're kind of all the same. And you guys can rank yourself. We talked about this together in the group coaching, but I'll give this little snippet to you. 7 categories of wealth. Number 1, the most important thing is physical health. Physical health, most important. Second is your emotions and the meanings you attach to them. Number 3 is your relationships. And you can rank yourself 1 to 10 on all these, and you'll see where you're out of balance. Number 4 was your time. How are you spending your time? Number 5 was your career and mission. And number 6 is finances. 6 is finances. 7 is contribution. Because if you have any of those, let's say you have number 6, finances, but you don't really know your career and mission, you have a lot of time free, your relationships are horrible, you can't really manage your emotions, and your physical health is horrible, what does it matter that you have money? But let's say you have great physical health, you manage your emotions amazing, your relationships are starting to grow, you're managing your time better, you have a great career, finances are inevitable. And number 7 is contribution. And there's an order to that. If you're out of order, you'll see people who have it. You'll see people who have finances, but they can't manage their emotion. You'll see people who have finances, a great career, great time, but their relationships are horrible. How do you think their life is? Do you think your life is great if you have $100 million and yet you go home and you're miserable? People want peace. And what happens when you stay in situations that provide you, and you stay at a low level for all of those, and you're giving up that? Imagine the kind of person who this is. A person who has bad relationships, a person who can't manage their emotions, who can't regulate their time, who has poor physical health, who doesn't know their career and mission, or maybe that's all that they know, and they have money. And you stay in that situation and around people in that situation, what does that make you? And then, of course, it's going to get hard to jump. Imagine the kid by the pool sitting there, cold, doesn't want to jump in after everyone else has. Now imagine 10 of people thinking just like him, sitting on the side, cold, with their feet in the water, freezing, putting a little water on their hands and rubbing it over them like that's going to help. What you stay around reinforces yourself. Yesterday, if you can remember, we talked about your beliefs show what you do, your behaviors. Beliefs, behaviors. But what happens is your behaviors make your belief stronger. Then your belief influences your behavior, and you just stay in this loop. You stay in this loop of people. So the thing is, like, when are you guys going to jump? What holds back? What would you say holds people back from jumping? This fear of failure? Okay, what does failure mean to you? I would say. And if anyone has to say anything on the topic, I like hearing from you guys. I'm going to post a link to Zoom. I like to always open it up if you guys are new around here. Of course, you waive your rights to privacy, and you can also inspire and help a lot of people by doing this. I think I pinned it. Maybe I did. Not sure. But I think it's something that's important. And I feel that when people don't really, I feel like when people are so scared to jump and you stay around people who also are scared to jump, because if you're scared to jump, you cannot be around people who are scared to jump. Impossible. Because when you see what jumpers do, logical jumpers, not people who just jump into situations without thinking about it logically, but people who know the dream, they see the dream, they feel the dream, they know how they're going to work it out, they've planned ahead, but yet they're scared to, you can't be around someone who's courageous. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And I'm going to tell you, and this is maybe the last thing I'm going to talk about. I'm going to keep it nice and short today because it's starting to get hot outside, and CrossFit, the gym is outside. So, or it's kind of outside. I want you to think about it. There was a time when you thought you could do anything and everything. There's a time you thought anything was possible. What happened? What happened? What happened to you? You used to believe everything was possible. You used to be excited. You used to talk to your friends about dreams that you had and places you'd go and homes you'd buy and cars you'd drive and people you'd be around. What happened? What happened? Like, when did you become like this? At what point in time? Is there a moment that it changed, or did it just change instantly? Like, when did you start caring so much about what everyone thought about you? Personally, in my life, if I tell someone one of my plans and they don't say I'm crazy, I rethink my plans. If it's something anyone can do, if someone's not like, what? I'm like, that's a stupid plan for me. Well, I don't want to say stupid plan, but that's not a plan that's a big enough jump for me. Perfect example, 20 minutes ago, someone really close to me, I was just talking to them. I was like, where can I buy a motorcycle? They were just like, what? And I'm like, I'm on the right path. I was like, I want to get a dirt bike. I want to go up in these mountains and I want to see all these cool things here in Mexico. And I need a dependable piece of road equipment that's not going to be impossible to park anywhere. And like, this is what I mean. Like, so many times, like, you build while you fly. Of course, apply logic. Don't just go off emotion. We talked about this before. When you go off emotion is when you make a lot of mistakes. Will Smith is a perfect example. Going off logic. get the intuition hits you with an idea. Think about it like how, okay, cool, this can work. How can I make this work? Not, I can't afford this. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but what do I have to do to make this work? Because the way you frame the question matters. When someone says they can't afford it or it's too expensive, I just ignore that now, because I know that's a matter of perspective. That's a matter of perspective. And I know that if I take that in as mine, then I'm gonna be like, wow, there are things that are too expensive. There's a great, I heard a post one time, and it was Grant Cardone. A lot of people don't like him. I really like the guy. And he was saying, people talk about the prices that went up in airlines and it's expensive to fly. And he's like, no, it's not. You just don't make enough money. You don't make enough money. So don't say it's too expensive. Maybe compare it. Maybe say that's expensive for what it's supposed to be. Like this makes sense. But saying it's not expensive, it's too expensive, that's putting yourself really low. Because it's funny, because I've met people outside of Bali and I've met them in Bali. And the way they talk, all this stuff is so cheap, blah, blah, blah. It's just because your money goes further here. In your country, you couldn't do that. But if I gave you 10 extra salary in your country, you'd be saying the same thing there. So I always look at things, you got to be very careful with your words. Your words have power. So many of you throw around words like it's nothing. Like, I'm not good enough. I'm not lovable. Like, you need to understand that's your identity. I am is your identity. So some of you who think in yourself like, I'm not good enough, you're killing yourself, and I don't even think you realize it. Like, I am is what you are, your identity. I'm reading a book right now, Intimacy by Osho, which I highly recommend. I'm going to write the author here. He has 13 books. I have just about all of them. That's the author. And he talked about, people can't be loved because they don't love themselves. Like, don't love yourself. If you don't love yourself, no one can love you, and you'll never feel it. You can't feel it because your identity. If you say I'm unlovable and someone loves you, that goes against your identity. You don't want that. That's horrible. We want to stay true and stay close to our identities all the time. So many things of what you say, how you say it, these things matter. The talk that you have with yourself. Oops. I think I'm still live. I don't know where I'm live at. Let me see. I think I'm still live. Can y'all hear me? My Zoom cut off for a second. Can you guys hear me? Let me know. I should be back. If you guys can hear me, can you just write a number 1 in the comment section, please? It says I'm still streaming, but I can't see myself. Should be live. Oh, okay, perfect. I'm back. Can't remember what I was saying. But I think I was saying, if the words you say to yourself, they really affect you in a way you don't realize. Oh, perfect. Thank you. Love and Life, and Ray. Glad you can hear me. I think when you're by yourself and you're scared to jump, the things that you're telling yourself of why you're not jumping, it affects you outside in everything else that you do. Everything else that you do, those words affect you because they're habits. They're words that you say all the time. They're sentences that you're saying all the time. So one thing I hope that you get, I think this was a pretty short live stream, but short and sweet sometimes is better, is that you're careful with what you say. And remember the kid by the pool. At the end of the day, you're going to get in the water anyways, or you're not. Decide. And if you decide you're going to get in the water, what is it costing you just sitting there? And the crazy thing is it costs you your most valuable asset that you or I have, which is your time. So I hope you guys got something out of today. Was this helpful for some people? I wasn't even going to get on live. It was so hot outside. And I was like, I need to get my workout in. But I really want to make sure that you guys benefit from this. And I love providing value and just giving you guys a different way to look at life and a different way to look at things. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for some of you all. I know every time, and I've seen this, I've done this for so long, there's always one person who takes this in and it really does change their life. And it really does change the way they look at something. And when you change the way you look at something, what you look at changes. And that brings on a whole new feeling, a whole new realization. But it starts with being honest with yourself. So on that note, thank you for being here, guys. Thank you for watching. And we'll probably do this maybe tomorrow. Oh, is it Friday already? Oh, wow. I thought it was like Tuesday. Wow. Okay. Well, maybe not tomorrow then. Maybe not tomorrow. But I think tomorrow, gonna release a vlog done in Spanish. Gonna get some Spanish vlogs out there because I meet so many people here who was like, Luke, we love your videos, but we need you to, can you do it in Spanish? So we're gonna do it with my Spanish, see how that goes. It's already filmed. It just needs to be, I just gotta push publish. It's already uploaded. But that'll be out, I believe, tomorrow. And it's already Saturday there where you are. Yeah, so you're all good. So I want to just say thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Appreciate all of your support. And hold on, I'm gonna get my phone so I can end with a quote for today. Little quote, gotta end with something nice. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So I got the quote. I got the end quote for today. So I'll see you guys probably tomorrow or the next day. Thank you guys again. And remember to work hard, be brave, and don't forget to smile. And the quote is, ask a better question and you'll get a better answer. If you don't like your answer, you don't like what you're getting, ask a different question. Take care. Love you guys.